Hey guys, this is the Vinyl Casket. Thank you for tuning in, and please make sure that you follow and subscribe on YouTube at the Vinyl Casket, Instagram at Vinyl Casket Comics, and on Twitch at Vinyl Casket. We'll be trying one of the new Bud Light seltzers. Pop that in. Today we are going to be reviewing Char'S Counterattack, Mobile Suit Gundam Char'S Counterattack. This is a anime film that was released in 1988. It is the direct outcome of the events of the two Gundam series, Zeta and Double Zeta, and sets the stage for everything to follow, including the Unicorn, Gundam Unicorn, Gundam Narrative, and the stuff that is being released in the three Netflix original movies, Mobile Suit Gundam Hathaway. Pumpkin spice, not that bad. Kind of tastes like ginger snap. Okay, so with that out of the way, we will hit that, and we will put that up. Boom. This is the original Japanese poster of the 1988 movie. This movie is currently available in HD on Netflix. So yeah, it includes a lot of the major characters of the Universal Century Gundam franchise. If you don't know, the Gundam universe is divided into centuries. The main franchise stuff is considered the Universal Century, or UC. You have the original Gundam series and the three movies that make up everything that happens in that series. You have Gundam Origin, War in the Pocket, Stardust Memory, 08 MS Squad, Zeta, Double Zeta, this movie, and then the other ones that follow it. So this happens years after the 1 Year War. It happens after the Anti-Earth Federation rebellion in Zeta and Double Zeta. And at this point, you get some really great characters that have been staples in the franchise get to their final destination in development, right? So animation, obviously, this is from the late 80s, so the animation style is going to be very different than what we're used to. But I think it still holds up over time, over the years. I think this is still pretty solid. It was definitely ahead of its time, animation and the art style from everything that was coming out in that time period. It definitely shows the art and animation evolution of the series from its original, from Mobile Suit Gundam into all the stuff leading up to it, and then, evolves into the stuff that happens following this. This is kind of like the climax of the Universal Century. So everything before this has like artwork that kind of leads into that, and then everything after this is just accelerated, right? I still think it holds up. It feels like it belongs in the series. It feels smooth. The soundtrack is probably one of the best tonally in that I've seen in one of the movies and the shows. And yeah, I really think it takes off right after Zeta with that emotional kind of cosmic political view space, and it really builds off of that and gives you really good animation, really good sound. Art's great. Fight scenes are probably some of the best in the Gundam franchise. Up there with stuff in like Gundam Seed, which is all space stuff. This has gotten to the point where those fight scenes are, well, the graphically Seed is better. The fight scenes in Char'S Counterattack are very entertaining and have so much weight, like emotional story concept weight to it, that is just so cool to see it. With that, what else? Oh, the mobile suits that are featured in this. So you, at the end, you get some GMs, you get a couple Zaku's, but you get a lot of Jaradogas. You get the Jagan, which is an awesome suit. I think it's probably my favorite mass production suit in UC. You get the Rezig, and you get obviously you get the Zazabi and the new Gundam. So new Gundam is one of my favorite designs, right? It never was growing up and watching these. I never, I thought it was cool because it's so much bigger, especially when you buy model kits like of the Gundams. It could be the same, scale, and it's so much bigger than all the original style Gundams. It's so cool, and it looks like the evolution. It doesn't feel like a Zeta at all. It feels like a direct evolution from the Mark II. Um, and I love the Mark II. Mark II and the ground type Gundam are two of my favorite Gundams to exist. So I thought that was really cool. I loved how they draw the funnels. I love all that stuff. Story wise, this is the first. We also get the Alpha Zero, which is a cool suit. You get the first introduction of psycho frames. So obviously the psycho frames play a much bigger role in Gundam Thunderbolt with the Psycho Gundam. So that, you get that, but this is like the first real, you get to learn about it, you get to learn where it comes from, who gave it to the Earth Federation to use in the new Gundam, stuff like that. Stuff that really builds the mythos of the franchise, especially because it becomes such a crucial component of the three main Gundams that come out of Unicorn and Narrative and the Narrative Gundam. So you get those four Gundams that all are based off the Psycho frame. The Penelope and the XI both have a Psycho frame. So you get a lot of stuff, you get a lot of plot exposition about the Psycho frame and understanding behind it, which is going to be crucial for everything that follows this movie. And with that, lots of talk and understanding given to new types. There's a bunch of new types in this. There's a cyber new type, and then character-wise, you get Char Aznable. You get Char Aznable. You get Amuro Ray, which are the two main people leading into this movie, and then you get Hathaway Noah, son of Bright Noah, who obviously is the main character in Hathaway. You get Quest, who's a new type, and yeah, that's the main people that you really get to see. And yeah, I love the story. So I'm just gonna talk about the story right now. So this really focuses. There's two main things. Obviously, there's stuff going on with the Earth Federation, who's teamed up with Londo Bell, and the new Neo Zeon, right? So after the 1 year war, Neo Zeon was gone. Then Char Aznable joined the Anti-Earth Federation with Amuro Ray and I can't think of his name, but the guy who pilots the Mark II and the Zeta, and they fight the Titans, which is a elite task force of the Earth Federation that has been basically wreaking havoc on the colonies. And they do this whole thing against the Earth Federation, this whole rebellion. And at the end, when all this is dissolved and the Earth Federation is kind of reformed properly, and Amuro gets his own, Amuro and Bright get their own Londo Bell fleet that's teamed up and works with Earth Federation. Char, who is at this point, what's his name? I always forget what Char was going by in Zeta, but he's going by a different alias, and he pilots the Hyakushiki. So when that all resolves, he becomes Char again and takes over this brand new Neo Zeon, and it goes on this whole plot about eliminating human life on Earth and kicking the humans off of Earth, and how the humans are contaminating Earth and destroying the planet, and they don't care about it. And this very political view that he has about Earth and its beauty and how human life on Earth is tainting it, and we have moved to the stars and we should give up Earth and whatever. And he's, like eco-terrorist about it. And I really, I think his viewscape and how he was just teamed up, he has all these years, this whole war where he fights Amuro, right? And then they become friends, allies. And then it leads to back to where it was at the beginning. And now they have to fight again, and this whole conflict has gotten to this climax where he's dead set. Like, they're doing underhanded deals, to get the Axis satellite, which he planned, or Axis asteroid, which he plans to crash into Earth, which is going to destroy all life on Earth. And people are trying to evacuate, and Londo Bell is trying to take them on, and this whole thing. And there's this one scene where Char is taking Quest with him, right? And Quest is the love interest of Hathaway. And Hathaway and Amuro are trying to get him, and when Amuro sees Char, he tackles him. There's this big yelling match, and that's literally what this whole movie is Char and Amuro arguing. And Char and Amuro not understanding why the person that he fought with, the person that then became his friend, he thought, we've come to a resolution. We've teamed up. We've worked together. Like, we have to inspire humans to see the light and take care of the planet instead of destroying them so the planet can, and Char doesn't get that. Char is like, I need to get rid of these people so the planet can prosper. And it's so interesting how they portray that through the whole movie, because literally everything else is so massive. They're trying to start another war, and there's all this underhanded government stuff, and the Earth Federation trying to do stuff under the table to get them away from Earth, and all this stuff is crazy. And it's really interesting. And then the side story between Hathaway and Quest is crazy. I hate Quest. I think she's the most annoying character. She's like Navi from freaking Zelda. I just thought at least in the dub, her voice is so annoying. She's a bratty little girl that is looking for a father figure, but in like a creepy way, because like she's obsessed with Amuro right away, and then Amuro kind of rejects her because like he's busy with the new Gundam, and she runs to Char, and then Char is like flirting with her, whatever, and she falls like in love with Char. Well, Hathaway's just like, I need to get Quest back. I need to save Quest. And he gets in a Jagan, which was sick. And if you've watched the first Hathaway movie, they talk about how he piloted in the Char'S Rebellion, and he fought whatever. And I'm pretty sure that the enemy that he took out was Quest, which is, for every time they bring it up, that's such emotional trauma for him. And this movie really sets up his character for what is going on, and how he's basically taken over that emotional trauma of losing like this person that he became really close friends with really quickly, and then just seeing her be taken away and having to like get rid of her. And now, he's basically the new Char. He's basically the new Char in leading this whole thing about freeing Earth and stuff. But he has a very different viewpoint than Char does. And yeah, the fight scenes were incredible. Those two stories that are codependent on each other. There's three really. It's Neo Zeon trying to take out Earth. It's Char and Amuro fighting. Having to do, with Lala, always forget her last name, but with Lala and Hathaway and Quest. You have a little side thing going on in between that of the cyber new type who's also obsessed with Quest. So now you have like two people fighting over Quest, and then Char just like, I don't want her. Yeah, I thought that it was all really good. This is easily my favorite Gundam movie. War in the Pocket's good, and I'm pretty sure uh Stardust Memories in OVA, right? It's like a couple of episodes. Same with Origin. But yeah, out of all that, I'm pretty sure this was like the most entertaining. Obviously, we'll do this. This is the updated anniversary poster that they used for the DVD release, Sunrise. I wish that the animation looked like this, but it doesn't. But it still holds up. It's good. The story's really cool. It sets the stage for everything to follow it, and it takes all the stories that precede it and really wrap it up. Yeah, I think I talked about everything that I wanted to. It's a really good story. I really suggest you watch it. It's on Netflix. It's, the best resolution you're gonna get right now, modern. It's really, really entertaining. If you're a Gundam fan, if you're an anime fan, I do suggest try, at least doing research about some of the early stuff or watching the first 3 Gundam movies, the compilation movies, and then maybe like War in the Pocket and 08th MS Squad, because that kind of wraps up the mindset of the 1 Year War, and then trying to watch a little bit of Zeta, if not Double Zeta, to understand how Char becomes good and builds this relationship with everybody, and then goes and betrays them all to get to this point. And ending, all right, so all the series that have, the Unicorn series always talked about how, this guy is the reincarnation of Char. He's the reincarnation of Char. What is it? Full Frontal. It could have been, if God only knows, because we don't see what happens to Char or Amuro, and it sucks. And I hope that they would have survived. That fight scene where he rips the cockpit out of the head of the Zababi. I can't say it. I said it earlier, but when he rips the cockpit out of the head and he shoves it in the crater, into the asteroid, and then uses the new Gundam push. I swear to God, the new Gundam definitely survived, and I bet you Amuro survived. I don't think Char survived, but I think Amuro has to be somewhere, just living in peace somewhere, right? I would love to see in Hathaway. I would love to see in Hathaway. We find out what happens to Char. I think that would be awesome. But yeah, that's it. I don't want to spoil it too much. I kind of talked about it. The fight scene, the final fight scene, all the fight scenes, but the final fight scene is beautiful. It is literally so cool. Them both using their funnels, they're running around. When they pop out of their mobile suits and they're fighting each other and setting traps, and when Amuro sets up all the radios and is broadcasting and messing with Char, I thought that was great. The political argument they're having and the emotional argument they're having about Lala, and then about it was so well scripted, and it's just really an emotional story. And one of the reasons I was so mad about the one major fight scene in Hathaway not being so good is because it doesn't even care. This is really good, but this is the standard for Gundam. These fight scenes are this is the standard. It was so crisp and so well drawn. I loved it. I'm gonna give this an easy. Yeah, this is a 9 out of 10. Easy 9 out of 10. Pull this up. This is the Vinyl Casket. I'm Nick. This has been my review of Mobile Suit Gundam Char's Counterattack, the 1988 movie that is currently available on Netflix. Please, if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe, comment, tell me how you feel about this. What's your favorite Gundam Century? What's your favorite Gundam movie or show? What's your favorite mobile suit? Also, please follow on Instagram at Vinyl Casket and Vinyl Casket Comics, and follow and subscribe on Twitch. I stream multiple times a week, all certain kinds of stuff, comic book reviews, hauls, unboxings, gameplay, TV show, movie, and anime reviews. And also tune into 1 month later on YouTube. We do a live stream every Saturday. Thank you guys. And remember, this is the home of the lamest taste. So stay lame.